Hola amigos, this is Somveer and welcome back to CodePipe. We are in the middle of designing and hosting one e-commerce website using Django. In the previous section, we have seen how to design the front end of the application. In this section, we will see how to design the back end. And the first part in designing the back end is user registration. How we can register anyone as an user or as an seller. So let's get started. First of all, we will try to list out all the models that we will require in our Django application. These tables can be a rough data and there can be some change as we develop the website. So these are all the tables or models that I will require. This is a rough data. For now, we need to focus on this user table or user model. In this, we will have a user name, user type, which will be seller or customer, then gender, obviously, email, address, mobile, city, pin code, and wishlist, cart, and orders. Each user will have one wishlist, one cart, and respective orders. We will not focus on these three things for now. We will focus on registering the user, which will be these things. So let's create our model. This is our VS Code and we are developing our code in VS environment only. One change you can see in this code is earlier I was using Area 51 demo. Now I am directly using Area 51 because in the demo one I have created only one index page, but in this all the pages are already present. Let me show you how the website will look like after completing the front end. Our server is running. Here we can see we have some unapplied migrations that are default. We will migrate once we create our user model. If we see our browser, this is the site that we developed. We have offer section, we have recommended for you, we have wishlist, we have for him section, for her section, deal of the day from the blog, and the footer. For this video, what we will need is, if we click on my account, we are going to the sign up page. We will focus on this. As we have discussed that in the model we will need name, gender, and all these details. So let us make a model for user registration. In our VS Code we will go to app user, then we will go to models.py. Here we will start creating our model, which will be class app user. It will be models.model. First thing we need to do is we will need to take help of the inbuilt authorization user model and we will connect it to our this model. So we will say user is equal to models.one-to-one field. We will say user. We don't have user, so we will import it from django.contrib.auth.models. We will import user. Now we will give it on delete, which will be models.cascade, and let's give it a related name that will be app users. So what we are doing here is, as the relation of this user field to authorization user model is one-to-one, it will have all the properties or all the objects of the authorization user, and whatever we write here, it will extend those. Let me quickly write the complete model and come back. After writing the model, it will look something like this. Let me walk you through it. First of all, we will be using user type. So we want the user to be customer or seller, and we are giving it choices. In the choices, we are using user types, which is this one. So we are providing a tuple, which is kind of a key, and the value. We are keeping the default as C, which means the default user will be customer, and only the super user can make anyone seller. After that, we have gender. In the gender, we will also use the character field and give choices. So again, we will use some choices tuple, which will be male, female, or other. And we are keeping default as M. We can keep something else also. Then we have the mobile number. As the mobile number is only in the positive side of the integer line, so we will use positive integer field, and I'm keeping it null and blank is equal to true. Then we will have the address, which will be character field. Then we have city, again character field, and pin code, again positive integer field. And at the last, we are providing a string method which will return the user.username. This is used in our admin panel to identify which user we are going to see. Once our model is prepared, we will need to migrate it. For that, we will close our server. We will use python manage.py make migrations. This will make migration for the complete project, but if you want to make migrations for a specific application, you can use app user, but I want to make migrations for the complete project, so I will use make migrations. You can see here the model app user is created along with different migrations. Now we will use python manage.py migrate, which will make changes into our database. Once our model is created, let me tell you quickly what we are going to do. We will use this model to create a form. We will provide that form into our views, and through views we will provide that form into our HTML file, which is where we will collect all the data from user and we will save it into our database. So let's quickly create a form. For that, we will make a new file in our app user, which will be forms.py. Here we will import forms, which will be from django.forms import forms. We will import model from our models.py. For that, I can use from .models import everything. Now we will import two more things. First one will be default authorization user model from Django, which will be django.contrib.auth.models import user. Now we will import the default user creation form that will be used to create this default user. For that, we will use from django.contrib.auth.forms import user creation form. Now we can start designing our form. For our forms, let me tell you one thing. We will have to design two forms. One form will be used to take information for this default user authentication from Django, and one form will be used to take information for this model that we have created. So let me write the forms and come back. Here are two forms that are required. First one will be create user form, or we can call it anything, but we need to inherit or extend user creation form that we have imported here. The model we are going to use in this model is user. So here we are writing user model. And to understand what fields we will need, let me show you the Django admin panel. To get into the admin panel, we will need to create a super user first. For that, we will use python manage.py create super user. It will ask us username, so I will say admin. Email address will be admin@gmail.com, or you can put anything. Password will be confidential. It says super user created successfully. Now we can run our server and we can check the Django admin panel. On our site, if we go to the address /admin, we will get to the admin page, which is this one. Here we will write the username and password for super user, which is admin. And if we log in, we will see the default from Django. So if we see the default users, we will see the admin. So let me get into this. The point I'm trying to make here is this is the user model, and we can use these all fields in our creation form. So we can use username, password and password confirmation, first name, last name and email. So coming back to our forms.py, here we have used first name, email, password 1 and password 2, which is password and password confirm. And coming to app user form, this is simply a model form, and we are taking app user model, which we have defined in our models.py. And the fields we want is, we want gender, address, mobile, city and pin code. The remaining things are user type, which we don't want to show to any new customer coming to the site, and the one-to-one user field that is connected to this default user, and we don't want to show that either. So we will keep all these fields. After these forms are created, we will go to our views.py. We need to edit our sign up view. We need to send both of our forms to our signup.html page so that we can collect information in these forms. For that, I will make a context dictionary like this. This is a simple context dictionary. we will pass it along to the render. Let's import these two forms. So from dot forms import all, this will do the trick. But we are getting one error here. Says Django.forms.forms has no attribute model form. This is in forms.py, so let's check it out. Okay, here we need to just write Django, not Django.forms. So we need to import forms from Django. Now we are not getting any error. So in our views.py, we have successfully defined this context in our get, which means whenever we are opening the sign up view, we will get these two fresh forms. So let's go to our HTML file and use these forms to display on the page. So we'll go to templates, signup.html. This is our form. Inside that we will get the input fields, which is this one. So this is for name. We are taking name from user creation form. So we will write this, which is user creation form dot first name. We are providing this as a field, so we can use form dot field. And also we need to see the errors if there are any. So we will use form dot field dot errors. We will comment this out. Next one we have gender. Gender field we are taking from our custom user model. So we will write under this label this one, which is app user form dot gender, and we will also get the errors. We will comment this out, or we can delete. Here we need to understand one thing. We are using both the forms simultaneously, which means we are also taking information in this user creation form, which is the default one, and we are also taking information in this app user form, which we have defined from our custom model. Going down, we have email. We will take help of user creation form. We will comment this out. Next one we have mobile. Mobile is from app user form, so we will write this, comment this out. Next we have password. Password and confirm password are from user creation form. We will do this. For password confirm, we will do this. Next one we have address. Street is nothing but the address field that we have defined in our models, so we will write this. Then we have city. For that we will do this, and at the last we have pin code. For that we will paste this, and below that we have our submit button, and we have link for sign in. So let's see how it is looking on our sign up page. If we view our site, go to the sign up page. On this page we can see we are getting everything which is good looking, but let me point out two things here. For mobile field, if we type any number, it will take, but we want mobile number to be of 10 digits. And also the street is smaller. We want it to be spread across the complete page. For that we will change our forms.py for these two things, and we will use widgets. Let me show you how. Here we will add widgets to our fields, which is basically a dictionary, and we will put this. So what we are doing here is, in normal HTML we provide class is equal to something, id is equal to something, but while we are creating Django forms, we are not able to provide that directly into the HTML page. So we will use these widgets to provide the attributes that we want to send. So we want our mobile to be type telephone, and we want the pattern to be 0 to 9 digits, which will be 10. So it will not exceed this 10 digits. And for the address, I have provided one class add input, and I have used CSS to spread it across the page. Let me show you how it will look now. Now we can see the street field has extended, and the mobile field should also work. This is how we can get the forms on our page. Now let's configure what will happen when we will press sign up. For that, first we will go to our HTML page. Here we will go to the top where we have defined the form. Here it is. We will provide action. Action is something where we want to redirect our user to. So we will keep the user on sign up. Why I am using sign up here is, if we are getting any errors, we will get to see on the sign up page itself. If we redirect user directly from this form to some other page, we will not get to see if there are any errors or the form has submitted successfully. Rather, we will check in our views.py if everything is okay. Then from views we will redirect our user to some other page. Let's say sign in. After action I will put method is equal to post, meaning we will provide some information that will be stored in the database. Now let's go to our views.py. But before going to views.py, there is something I would like to tell you. Since we are using upgraded Django, in our settings.py we need to put this, which is default autofield is equal to Django DB models big autofield. This has to do something with the primary key of the models. This is not a big error or big warning, but this is something we need to do. If you forget to put this also, the application will run properly. But it's a plus point if we do not get any single error. Now let's go to our views.py. In our signup view, let's define post now. Def post. It will take self. First of all, we will collect data from our form that is posted. For that, we will use this. So we are collecting data from request.post and we are putting it in the forms. Now we need to check if these forms are valid or not. So we will use this if user form is valid and app user form is valid. If these are valid, we will do something, else we will do something. If the forms are valid, we will save the default authentication user first, and using that we will save the custom user. Let's delete this. We will initiate the user form with commit is equal to false. Why we are doing this is the default user authentication uses username and password to save an user, but we are going to use email. For that, we will check if email is already existing in the user model or not. For that, we will use this. We will call all the user objects and we will provide the email that we have collected from this form to check if the user exists or not. If there is a user already existing, and if we use email check.count, this count will give us any number if there is any object with the same email. If there is no object with the same email, it will give us 0. So what we can do is we can put a if statement here. If there is any number, we will do something. That something is we will tell the user that this email is already there in the database and you need to provide a new email. To send messages like this, Django provides a cool module that is messages. So we will import messages from django.contrib import messages, and we will use this messages library to send error message to our user, and we will do that using this line of code. So we are sending error message which will say this email is already there, you can sign in with this or you can choose another email, and we are rendering the same sign up HTML. In the context, we are sending the user creation form and app user form which we have initiated on the post. Why we are sending this is this email check and maybe some other errors are provided along with these forms that we can see using the error field we have provided already in our HTML page. I hope this is clear. So if email is not there, then we can go ahead and save the user. For that, we will make the else statement. I will put this. Let me explain. Since we are not providing any username, we will provide the email from user to the username, meaning username and email will be same. Then we have got first name from our user, so we will split them using the space in between the names to provide it as first name and last name, and finally we will save it. So we are saving the custom user model here, which means first of all we have checked if the email provided by the user is already there or not. If it is already there, we are providing one error to the customer or the user. If it is not there, we are providing that email as username, because default user authentication will use username as a authentication guide. Then we are splitting up the first name that user is providing into first name and last name, and we are saving this. Here we are done with the default user model. Now we can come down to save our custom user model, and that will be quite simple. So we are using the form not to commit. Then we are connecting the user field in our custom user model to the user we have just saved, and at the last we are saving the custom user model. I understand that this is quite hard to get, but once you get it, it will be very easy. Now we have saved the default user and the custom user model. Now we need to redirect it to our sign-in page. For that, I will use this. Here I am using HTTP response redirect to reverse the user to sign-in page. And also I am providing a success message which says your profile was created, login to enter into store. Here, let me show you how we can show these messages on our HTML page. So if we go to signup.html, on the top under the title I will put this line. So this line of code will show our messages. You can get this from our Django documentation page, but what this is doing is if there are any messages sent, it will just show it here. Let it be error message, success message, debug message, anything. So using these simple lines, we can show any message on our page. Coming back to views.py, now we have seen if the user creation form and app user form was valid. Let's see what to do with the else part. Here, we will just inform the user that there is something wrong, please try again. And along with that, we will provide the forms again so that we are able to see errors on our HTML page. So I will use these lines to get what I just said. I will provide one error message which will say something went wrong, try again. Along with that, I will provide the forms again so that we can see the error in our HTML page. But before going to the browser, I think we forgot to import these because we are getting the red lines. So let's import these. Let's go on top. For reverse, we can use Django shortcuts. And for HTTP response redirect, we can use from Django.http import HTTP response redirect. Let's save and let's go to our browser to check if we can sign up as a new user. Let's try to fill the form. For name, let's say abc space xyz, mail, email abc@gmail.com, and let's press the sign up button. If we press here, we also forget to include the CSRF token. So let's go to our HTML and do it. Under this form, we will put CSRF token. Let's go back. Let's refresh this. Let's try again. Let's sign up. Here we have not defined the sign-in protocols yet, so we will not be able to sign in. But if we check our admin panel, there are only the default things, which means we need to include the model in our admin.py. So we will go to admin.py. We will import the models from .models import everything, and here we will use admin.site.register, and our model was app user. On our admin page, let's refresh, and we have got our new model. First of all, let's check the default users. Here we can see we have successfully created abc@gmail.com, which we have provided as an email. If we open this, we can see username and email are same, and first name and last name are split using the space in between them. And if we go to app users, which is custom user model, we can see we have abc.gmail.com. If we open this, we have our user, that is abc.gmail.com. Then we have user type, which is customer as default. Then we have gender and all other details, which means we are successfully able to sign up a new user to our website, which was our goal for this video. So I think this is a good point to conclude the video here. I hope it was informational. In the next video, we will see how the registered user can sign in into our website. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you are coming on the channel for the first time, I upload videos on Python and Django on every Sunday. So hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to push the notification bell. We will meet very soon with a new video. Until then, this is Somveer taking your leave. Adios.